Positives. I like the art. I like the opening. I like the fact that this is very clearly being set up as a murder mystery. And I like the fact that when it's revealed that the other girl is lying, everybody immediately turns on her and wants to punish her instead of just assuming that Connie is making it up. I find that interesting. Negatives. I don't like the fact that we don't get a clear understanding of what Scarlett wants. I'm pretty sure she wants help in figuring out who killed her, but I wish they had made that a little bit more clear. And I also don't like the fact that they want to punish the prince even though it's very clear he was being manipulated. I don't like that trope. I don't like the fact that in these stories, she wants to punish both parties instead of the party who was clearly the problem. TLDR, if I were to make a top most boring anime I've seen thus far, that would include Mushishi, JJ Boo, and now this show. Because this might be the most nothing burger anime I've ever seen. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing happens. They don't even go to a dungeon. They don't even go to a freaking dungeon. Just something. I wish for anything, even like a monster attack. I don't even care. Make it like the first episode of Goblin Slayer and have the rest of the series be boring. I don't care. But no. Nothing happens. TLDR, how is it possible that you made a show about death games so freaking boring? I mean, you couldn't even bother to include any blood or guts in a show about a death game. For God's sakes, what are we doing here? Positives. Love the art. Love the character designs, love the opening, and I really like our POV character because he is a demon who takes human form and basically just walks up and kills whoever he needs to kill because, he doesn't hesitate. I think that's awesome. Negatives. The rest of the cast is kind of boring and one note. In fact, overall, the show itself is very shallow and just, I get the feeling it's made to pander to the nostalgia of the old show because nothing is really expanded on. Nothing new is really added. It's the same characters. It's the same setup. It's like monsters, humans, fight. Okay, that's not terrible, and I kind of like it, but at the same time, I wish they would do more with it. But we are only on episode 1. Also a negative is the fact that the only real character introductions we get, as in the only real characters we get names for, other than the blue-haired character and the POV character, are the villains of the week who are nut jobs who I knew immediately were just going to die because they were completely insane and they slaughtered children. They gunned children, and I'm like, oh, y'all are dead. Especially considering I could not find their names in the credits. So once I realized that, I'm like, oh yeah, you're dead, mate. And it was fun watching the POV character just crap up on them. That was awesome. So I'm a little bit lenient of it, but that to me is a minus right now. But overall, it's not a bad show. It's kind of interesting, and I look forward to seeing more of it. TLDR, this show isn't the worst thing I've seen, but 1, I think the art is very ugly. 2, I'm very biased toward Nakasu's drama CD voice, as you guys might have guessed by looking up who it is. So hearing him with any other voice is just very, very off-putting. And 3, the premise is kind of stupid. You expect me to believe that somebody cross-dresses and they happen to get into a very prestigious school without any suspicion, any fanfare, any health checks, nothing. They just let her in on the pretense that she's a boy. That's not how schools work. That's not how districts work. I know this is an anime, but it's kind of getting to bug me when somebody applies to a different school, and I'm like, you do know that most schools have, districting, and it's very strict about who can get in or out. And she goes to this school because she wants to meet her idol. That's it. She wants to meet her idol, so she goes to all this work to get to a school. I do like the fact that she gets there, and her idol immediately doesn't want anything to do with her, though. That's, really funny. That's the only thing that makes me kind of sort of want to watch this show, besides Jun Fukuyama, who's in it, honestly. But other than that, no. Just no. TLDR, the show is okay. It's very generic. I like the art, but basically it's every single RPG based game ever that has been made into an anime. Main character goes off with her friends. They find a forbidden area. They go into that area. Somebody saves them. They take that person back to town. Those people are welcomed with open arms in this case, which is unusual because usually they're ostracized and treated like garbage. But other than that, it's just kind of meh. It's not terrible, but I don't think I'm going to watch anymore. Also, usually these come on Wednesdays, but I had to repost this because I'm switching channels. And if you're wondering about the color scheme, green means good, yellow means okay, red means bad, and orange means Patreon request. This show is cute, but I'm a super creepy mega fan who shows up at my idol's house. It's funny for about 5 minutes, and then it becomes very weird and awkward, and then it devolves into her cooking for him and cleaning for him, and it's like, one, very misogynistic, because I know Japan is very secular, and it feels like the author is trying to make like a self-insert about, having a woman take care of him, or her take care of her idol. I don't know if the author is a man or a woman. I couldn't find it. And two, you do realize in real life that celebrity would have an entire team of famous people to take care of them. They would have a makeup artist, they would have someone to do their clothing, they would have a cook, they would have a separate cleaner, they would have somebody to clean for the cleaner, basically an entire unit of people, not just one person. So clearly this person has never, ever, ever been in celebrity culture and is making a self-insert. But it's cute mostly. I looked at Yuki Kawase's other manga, and the other manga is about a college student who enters into an arranged marriage with a teenager. Yeah, I don't have hopes for this show, so I think I'm gonna skip it. TLDR, I really like the show. I like the dynamic between Xylo, Dota, and the goddess. I like the fact that this show, unlike 86, actually shows the discrimination the heroes face. I like the fact that Xylo has an actual legitimate reason for not trusting the goddess immediately. I like the fact that, as someone on Reddit pointed out, the goddess's hair is basically a fuse to show that they are a ticking time bomb, and that eventually her powers will run out just like Sinerva, and that he's going to have to repeat the same cycle all over again. I like the art. I like the battles mostly. I like the monster designs. I don't love the fact that the battles drag on so long, and I do kind of feel like some of the characters are a little bit one note. I also feel like some of the dialogue is kind of generic and cheesy, but it's a good show overall, and I look forward to seeing more of it, and you will see more of it on YouTube when I start doing the seasonal streams. So, I completely forgot this show was on, and to tell you the truth, I'm kind of annoyed with the fact that the show spends so much time on plot points that the actual fights mean basically nothing. We get one actual battle in this episode, and it's between a dude who's not even a servant and someone who is kind of interesting because he's technically dead and they don't understand why, but he's not an actual servant. So we don't get any servant fights. We just get a lot of talk, and that's the problem with Fate for the last couple of years. They've been adding more and more and more and more and more lore to the point where the actual fights just seem kind of meaningless, and I don't really care about most of it. I mean, yeah, I care about Jester. I think he's cool, but other than that, I don't really care. Even Castro, who I came into the show for, hasn't really done anything, and they're just kind of riding his personality is basically what I'm here for. Other than that, I just don't have any interest in the show.